All right, that was Eric B. and Rakim paid in full. Bill Cosby has paid his debt to society in full. The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania ruled today, the highest court in the state ruled that Bill Cosby was right with his assertion that they had already made a deal and that the prosecutors nullified that deal and went after him again. It was the equivalent of double jeopardy. This wasn't about, the trial was never about Bill Cosby's guilt or innocence, whether you believe he did it or not. The deal was in place. And they decided, because of public pressure, to go after somebody. And there was pressure all around because everybody was talking about how wealthy men were getting away with all these things and powerful men, which is true. And what they decided was to go after somebody that would be easy pickings. They went after the black dude. Now, his guilt or innocence was never what was at hand. It was pretending like society was doing something about it. And my problem then as now is that they go after low-hanging fruit. They pretend to be concerned about the victims, but let powerful people, truly powerful people, get away with things. But if in fact the judicial system is worried about justice being delayed, is worried about justice not being meted out, is worried about victims who have not gotten their day in court, there are some people that they can go after now. Since they've proven that they'll go back in time and kind of subvert a deal and break a deal up and go back in time after people. They've proven they can do that. So since that is your mindset, here are a few people you might want to do that. There's a Supreme Court justice on the stand right now, sitting on the bench right now, who was accused of sexual assault. Go after him. There is a ex-president of the United States that has equally as many allegations of sexual assault as did Mr. Cosby. Go after him. If you're in the mood to go after people who have had justice delayed, who've had a deal in place, and you're going back in time to make things right, there are a lot of people. How about the victims of the Rosewood Massacre? You can go back in time and fix them, right? How about the victims of Black Wall Street who testified in front of Congress not even a month and a half ago? Go back and fix them. How about Mrs. Tamir Rice? Her son was slain. Nobody brought them to justice. How about go back in time and fix them? This was never about protecting the victims. This was about succumbing to pressure. This was about the optics of pretending like you were doing something that you were not. So how about going after the one who made these accusations in the park? How about going after her? How about giving people the land back, the black family the land back in Hermosa Beach that was taken away from them, if you're going back in time to make things right? This was never about meting out justice. This was never about doing the right thing. This was never about the victims. This is about succumbing to pressure and going after low-hanging fruit. It was about the pretending. It was about confusing activity with accomplishment. And do you know how rare it is for the Supreme Court in any state to agree with a black man, to overturn them over the findings of a prosecutor? You know how hard that is? That clearly there was a deal in place. They blew it up and decided to go after him because he was easy pickings. But not after a president, not after a Supreme Court justice, not after any number of powerful people. But if you're going to go back in time and your concern is allegedly the victims, go after real victims. Mrs. Rice deserves justice for her son. Those victims of Rosewood deserve justice. The victims of the Black Wall Street deserve justice. That family in Hermosa Beach deserve their family back. They deserve their land back and compensation. If you've proven that you can go back in time to make things right, then keep it going. Go after people who now you know, since that's the pathway, since the die has already been cast, go after people who really need justice. Be advocates for them. Go after those people. Because actors and comedians and rappers and talk show hosts, yes, they can be guilty too. But they also, we should just be going after low-hanging fruit. In the quest for justice, it cannot be and continue to be just us. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report come up in 15 minutes. It is the DL Hughley Show.
Yeah, peace family. So definitely want to say peace to DL Hughley and peace to everybody tapping in. Don't forget to let us know where you're from in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to be notified for new content and updates. So yeah, another update in this case right now with the Bill Cosby situation. And we see DL Hughley, he had chimed in through his radio show. And he had, spoke on the situation and highlighted a few key points. So let us know what you guys think as the story is developing now. I think it's a shame for a lot of people who are sat down pointing the fingers and disparaging Bill Cosby and saying that, you know, the guy did this and the guy did that, we do see that there is now a big sign for a Bill Cosby is innocent movement being spearheaded by Bill himself. Now, the last time we spoke about Phylicia Rashad, who was being subjected to a lot of abuse and stuff from people who were demanding that she was fired for her defense of Bill Cosby being released. You know, she tweeted out that finally a terrible wrong has been written, and, you know, people got upset about that. Then we seen Stephanie Mills, you know, she came out and she actually defended Phylicia Rashad with the whole Howard controversy by suggesting, are they going to pay back the money that they have taken from Bill all these years in donations and stuff? She says, you know, are you going to give back the millions of dollars if you want to terminate Rashad as the dean? So you know, she put that on her Instagram, and she said, I love Phylicia Rashad. You know, if it's true Howard University want to terminate her position because they feel her comments about Mr. Cosby were insensitive, they should give back the millions of dollars that he donated to the university. So we're seeing definitely split reception from people, how some guys feel about this situation in regards to how others don't. But it's great to see people standing up and using their voices to come together in solidarity against, you know, injustice or against lies. We do want to express that in these situations it's always very difficult, because as we explained, there are people that do go through stuff and have experienced like actual situations where it's you know, really something that's detrimental or traumatic to their life. So we don't want to make any minimalizations on, you know, the actual issues. However, you know, like DR aptly spoke about what we've seen in this, as he illustrated, it's like one person being highlighted and singled out. We've seen Dr. Wesley Muhammad speak on this. I'd encourage y'all to check out his stuff, and Judge Joe Brown, and people just speaking on the hypocrisy of this case. Now, when we talk about hypocrisy, it definitely exists, and people like to use these things to demonize certain types of people. I've even had people myself in conversations that have been like, oh, you know, I'm not like Bill Cosby, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. And when we actually get into the understanding of, you know, what he did in those situations, partying, drinking drugs with these people, for the most part, they introduced him to that world of drinking drugs, you know, especially the drugs and quaaludes and all that sort of stuff. I don't see Bill sitting in a laboratory cooking that up. These are things that were popular within Hollywood and certain circles and stuff at the time. I'm not defending it, but that's just how it is. So yeah, be sure to let us know what you guys think. You know, it's definitely a lot of split reviews on this. We've seen Fat Joe even weigh in recently to a lot of backlash. But, you know, Darryl Hughley, who has definitely been controversial for his comments in the past, uses his platform to speak out in this situation. Let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, sub. Peace. Peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on aboutthonline.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.